Is the mic on now? Awesome. My name is Rob Thacker. I'm the music director here at St. John's. Just a heads up, we're going to sing our gathering hymn, 360, Here We Have Gathered, and then look at the order of service and kind of throw it out the window for today. Because we're moving things around due to the way that we want things to go. So right after this, we will have the announcements, even though we said we're going to start that next week. We're not. We're going to start that today. So the announcements will be right after the gathering hymn, and then just roll with it today. It'll be great. So please rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn 360, Here We Have Gathered.
Good morning, everyone. Just a couple of announcements before we begin. Most of the exciting events in our congregation can be found in the little printed sheet in your order of service. We have a couple of additional ones. First of all, Emily Hodges. Can I see where you are? There she is. Emily Hodges from the Leadership Committee will be at the table in the entry hall after the service with absentee ballots for the congressional meeting on bylaws amendments, happening next Sunday, November 2nd. You can also email her at ehodges@stjohnsuu.org. We strongly urge you to attend and vote online if you are unable to attend in person next Sunday. There are no current plans for you to be able to pick them up at the church this coming week. For those attending in person, childcare is available during the meeting. And now we have a couple more announcements from Nancy and Wanda, and they'll be coming up here.
I'm just going to be really fast. You've been reading about the community fair. It's 2 weeks away now. A lot of you have ordered tables to share information about your group, your social justice group, groups that keep this church functioning. So I'm kind of gearing this quickly to those of you who are newish or not involved in anything yet. Please be sure you stay after church on the 9th so that you can talk to individuals and find out how you can become involved at St. John's.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Okay, great. So I'm Wanda Crawford, and I am here to remind you about the Split the Plate for this month. The recipient is Kane, Churches Active in Northside, and I want to introduce Lacey Gray, who's the contact person for the ESLO program the specific program that our Split the Plate is for this month. And just want to give her just a few seconds to just kind of say a little bit about the organization. So here's Lacey.
Thank you, Wanda. Hi, folks. Thanks for having me today. I recognize a couple of you in the crowd today, and this is a very beautiful space, so I'm very happy to be here. I'm the program coordinator for Kane. We just started an English program this year. About 60% of our folks that use our food pantry at Kane are Spanish-speaking immigrants, and they have expressed to me since I started working at Kane 3 years ago that they want to learn English and they don't know where to go. There's a lot of lovely programs in the city, but now we're very lucky to have our own at Kane. When we started out, it was a partnership with a different organization called Aspire. They're federally funded. And as a result of that, they were given a federal restriction on their funding a few months ago, saying that folks had to be citizens or have a very specific kind of documentation to take their classes. So Kane took it into our own hands with the help of the community to fund us to be able to do a class without those restrictions. And right now we have 12 very dedicated students attending our class every single week. We've been fortunate enough to actually start up an additional group to help them supplement their classes every week. So we're partnering with the library in Northside across the street to offer a conversation group as well. So folks can attend that. They can also attend our class. So community funding is what we are counting on to keep this class going, so we don't have to rely on federal or state restrictions, because that can be very it can ebb and flow, to say it nicely, in these times. So I'm very much appreciative of your all's thoughts and your support, and I'll be here after the service today if you have any questions. So thanks again for having me.
Good morning. I'm Shannon. I'm one of the Earth Spirit members here. We are the Pagan Affinity Group, and we are open to all. Louder. Is this better? Good morning. My name is Shannon, and I am one of the Earth Spirit members here at St. John's. We're the Pagan Affinity Group. We're open to all. You don't have to identify as pagan. If you have questions, those of us are up here. We'll be in coffee hour afterward. And our chalice lighting today is United by Story, Bound by Love. Gather we now into this space, this time when the wheel turns and the veil shatters. Gather we now to remember, to grieve, to prophesy, to complete our harvest before the long dark comes. Gather we now to tell the old stories and sing the old songs, to be as we have always been, the voice of our people eternal. Gather we now to celebrate that which was, that which is, and that which will be. Gather we now, as we have always done, united by story and bound by love.
Hello again. My name's Amara Elowen, a member of the Earth Spirit Cups Affinity Group as well, and it is my honor to welcome you this morning to St. John's Unitarian Universalist Church. Our interim minister is Reverend Jenn Gracen. She has the day off today. Here at St. John's, we offer a community of hope, fellowship, communion, and one that can walk with you through all stages of life. We strive to be a welcoming and inclusive congregation. We honor the rich diversity of race, culture, age, physical ability, sexual orientation, body size, gender identity, and economic background that each of you bring. I'd like to extend a special welcome to our visitors, both in person and online. Whether you come with grief or joy, hope or desperation, whether you are certain or questioning, grounded or searching, whether you've been with us for 30 years or today is your first day, know that you are welcome. Today is Earth Spirit and St. John's celebration of Samhain, the third and final harvest festival we and many other pagan and earth-centering Unitarian Universalists celebrate as part of the Wheel of the Year. Samhain is a time to commemorate the end of the harvest, as well as to celebrate our ancestors and departed loved ones with rituals and stories. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones, adjust to the space and to the time, and know that you are truly welcome.
And if we didn't say, we don't have the words up here, but if you want to read along with the affirmation, it is number 459 in the grayish book. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. And now the choir will sing a parting blessing.
morning. My name's Alicia Russello, and Unitarian Universalism is a tradition that welcomes people who believe in many different things. We offer a community that will be with you through the joys and sorrows that come into each of our lives. Each week at St. John's, we honor the experiences of our lives in a ritual of joys, stones for joys and concerns. Here at St. John's, we do this by placing stones representing what we carry into the sands that represent our community over all the years we have existed. If you would like a joy or concern to be read, please leave them on the table. We have a white sheet for that. And if you are online, you can put your joy or concern in the chat, and we will read them at that point during the service. If you have a photo of a departed loved one, you can bring them to the memorial table at this time. If you would like their name to be spoken aloud during the ritual portion of the service, please write their name on the colored sheets and place it with the other ones. If you don't have a photo, you are welcome to place a name card on the plate as well. If you wish for a name to be on the table without being read aloud, you are welcome to indicate that on the card. Visitors online can share names to be read aloud or silently. Please include the name and your preference in a single message so we can make sure your wishes are honored. This card includes who it is you are honoring today, and would you like the name to be read during the memorial table ritual, and if you would like the minister to follow up with you about your grief, we can do that too. So with that, we invite you to come forward for our ritual of joys and concerns. have one, okay, thank you. All right, let me try this. We have a joy from our friend David Strecker that he has figured out how to attend online. We're glad you're here with us, David. We also have a concern. Ronnie Webster carries grief for the loss of her father, David Webster. So we will have a few minutes to carry our joys and concerns. Thank you. And now, in our kind of chaotic order of service, we have a story for all ages. So I'm going to come down there and invite any kids who want to come up here. I will give a little intro. Last week, I thought it would be fun to read some poetry about Halloween. So I asked for a couple volunteers, and they're going to share some. Oh, there we go. Hello. They're going to share some poetry. We've got some poems to be read, and if you don't have a poem, that's fine. But if somebody else has a poem that they want to share, come on up.
Just a quick note, if anyone didn't get a card, we have a couple left over, and Rob can bring those to you. Did anyone not get a card? Raising your hand? Okay, gotcha.
Okay, are we on? Oh. All right. Can everyone hear me? Oh, there we go. Okay, yes, we are on. All right, so thank you, my fine young friends from St. John. So last week I asked some of you if you'd be willing to share a poem with us. I just thought it'd be kind of fun for Halloween. Does anybody remember or kind of understand what Halloween is celebrating other than yes, Lexi. Oh, okay, all right. Yes, Iris.
I think it's like maybe like celebrating fall and dressing up for like the spirits or something.
Yeah, there's some dressing up going on and celebrating the fall, correct?
Dress up so then the spirits don't recognize you.
Okay, yeah, well, there's some stories about that as well. Anybody else? Yes, yeah, River.
It's just fun.
I agree. It is fun. It's one of my favorite holidays. Always has been. So yeah, we talk about it's a celebration, kind of the end of the harvest, as well as some people think that our ancestors and the people who've passed on are kind of close to us. I don't know. There's something about this time of the year where we feel closer to the people who have passed on. So sometimes that is part of it, and sometimes we make those jack-o'-lanterns or carve those pumpkins to keep away the bad spirits. So we don't want any of them to bother us, but we welcome the happy ones, especially of the memories of our ancestors. So who would like to go first with their poem? Oh my gosh, there you go. She is ready to go.
The Friendly Ghost by Shel Silverstein. There once was a ghost as kind as could be, but scaring folks was his family's degree. He said, I won't boo, I won't make them flee. I'll just wave and say hi, that's good enough for me.
Thank you, Lexi. All right. Do I have a volunteer? Yes, River.
Okay. The Skeleton Parade by Jack Prelitsky. The skeletons are all on parade. Their bones go click and clack. They rattle, clatter down the street, and then they march right back.
Five Little Pumpkins by Anonymous. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There's witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "It's Halloween fun." The Witch's Cat by Anonymous. A witch's cat sat on her hat and scratched at a pumpkin bright. With glowing eyes, he prowled the skies on a broomstick through the night. It's late and we are sleepy. The air is cold and still. Our jack-o'-lantern grins at us upon the windowsill. We're stuffed with cake and candy, and we've had a lot of fun. But now it's time to go to bed and dream of all we've done. We'll dream of ghosts and goblins and of witches that we've seen, and we'll dream of trick-or-treating on this happy Halloween.
Thank you so much for sharing those poems with us. And now I will ask Rob to come up and give us our blessing. So thank you all.
I'd like to ask Rich to come up and read our offertory. Okay, there we go.
Before I read the offertory, I'd just like to say real quick, this piece that Stephen is playing is not, didn't make the into our bulletin today, and it is called Jack-o'-lanterns by Isidore Philip. Let us take a moment to honor the ancestors of this church, the people who first came together to create a home for liberal religion here in Cincinnati, who worked to raise money for building, who sat in committee meetings and created bylaws, who chopped and marinated and baked for potlucks, who painted and weeded and pounded nails and washed countless dishes, who gathered to worship, to learn, to grieve, to heal, to serve, to build justice, to transform their lives and this world. We are the recipients of an incredible gift and beautiful vision. Let us do our part to keep this congregation strong, vital, and thriving for the generations to come. The morning offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you.
Oh, hello. Thank you, Stephen. That was a really nice piece. Hi again. Samhain is a time of remembrance. It was originally a Gaelic festival, blending the customs of Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man together with Christian observation of 3 holy days gives us the festival we know today. The 3 holy days in question were All Hallows Eve, All Hallows, and All Souls Day. Hallows being an older term for saints. It's those Hallows traditions that lend their name and a lot of the general spookiness of the season to modern Halloween celebrations. A lot of people presume it's the opposite, that earlier pagan traditions influenced the Christian traditions and gave them that sort of ethereal glow. But for the most part, according to modern scholars, it's actually the other way around. Because according to some records, Mediterranean pagans and their Jewish neighbors once thought that early Christians, with their reverence for martyrs and saints, was, to put it mildly, weird. Christians would parade their dead around, fight over who got to inter which saint's body where, and then they'd build entire churches and cathedrals around the sites of those altars, of those who died in the name of their faith. While similar traditions existed in other contexts, this seemed like the strangest thing that a person could do to honor their ancestors and loved ones. The dead had returned their bodies to the earth, their souls had gone elsewhere. What was the point of acting this way? The Christian cult of saints broke down barriers between the living and the dead that to many cultures had been sacrosanct for a very long time. Many believed seriously that it presaged the end times. But for these early Christians, they saw their sacred dead as a meeting place between heaven and earth. They saw saints and all faithful Christians who had died as direct links to the hereafter. Of course, the dead weren't there. That was the point. But because they'd spent time with us here on earth, we were forever changed. It's in this sense, and in the sense of those seasonal Gaelic festivals, that we say that the veil between the living and the dead grows thin this time of year. And just like that understanding has changed over time and across cultures, so has the word veil and its significance. In the modern sense, veil, V-E-I-L, represents a covering, a barrier, illusions or restrictions we have that separate us from the past and from the people who've come before us. And in the more archaic sense, veil, V-A-L-E, refers to a valley. As in Psalm 23, verse 4, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, etc. My grandmother and I talked a lot about death when I was younger, which isn't entirely surprising if you know the context. I was born when she was almost 70, and I was a constantly unwell young person. The beauty and fragility of life were a constant companion in our thoughts and conversations. And though some people in our family worried about us and thought we were a little weird, making space to talk about death in our lives and remembering people who'd passed away, in her life especially, was important to both of us. I remember the time, though, when my grandmother found out a little bit more than I should probably have told her about my religion. I'd been a practicing witch basically my entire life. Something that was inspired largely by things my grandmother and my mother taught me. No disrespect to my mother, but I think that my grandmother might have taught me more than any other single person I've ever met to this day. And honestly, I think my mother would agree. Ursula Eaton was a powerhouse. She was a journalist for 43 years, a writer, a poet, a painter, a gardener, someone who never had the privilege of going to college, but who always spoke on behalf of her Appalachian family from a place of learning and constant continuing education. She was also deathly terrified of witchcraft. I made the mistake of leaving some religious materials in her printer once, and I remember the look on her face when she came to me, enforcedly calm, but visibly shaken, quietly asking me for an explanation. I don't remember what I said back then. I don't think I was honest. But she was the one who taught me that doing good deeds was more important than going to church. That to love and accept everyone, no matter what their beliefs, was more important than anything else. That it's your actions as a person of faith that matter. She taught me about the power of prayer and used to say that she had a direct line upstairs if I ever needed anything. she'd open her arms and say, "God is love," and she meant it. And she'd smile like she was sharing the best secret in the world. There were barriers that me and my grandmother couldn't overcome. And I know there were things she couldn't tell me too. Private pains and family secrets that no child or teenager should have been expected to hold on an elder's behalf. But we knew that our shared mortal condition meant that we wouldn't have each other forever. So we built bridges across those great valleys. We found ways to talk to each other about what we shared as part of this human experience, regardless of our differences of faith, demographics, and identities. We strung out our lines across those canyons, picked them up in our hands, and lashed them together in an echo of this great interconnected web of all existence. We left our differences at the door and brought our similarities to the center to travel across great valleys as equals. In the 1980s, my grandmother was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. She was in her mid-50s, given 10 years to live. By the time I was born, she'd already surpassed that and was still going strong. Back then, she wrote a poem in anticipation of her passing. And in 2019, when she finally did make that journey across our greatest valley at the age of 89, that poem was included in her obituary. Today would have been her 96th birthday. And it's in her memory that I'd like to read that poem to you today as a part of my expression of faith, to welcome each and every one of your loved ones into this space, in memory, in spirit, or in whatever way feels most right to you, to join with us in celebrating their place in this beloved community, never forgotten, as we join hand in hand and cross great valleys together. This is To My Loved Ones by Ursula Stidham Eden. To my loved ones, if it is true that silver-streamered souls flit ceaselessly about our air, gazing with grief or gladness at our life upon beyond this spinning globe, if it is true that light and airy scraps of eternity contain the mind, the heart, the soul beyond the faded breath, if it is true that I, who love you more than life, can know about your world, your pain, and your delights, if it is true that I can linger in my gauzy nothing of a gown, if I am given time to find you, wherever your life leaves you on this earth, and who's to say I can't cross continents and seas at will with no earth time spent? If it is true that my soul sings onward towards the finest of the fine and knows so many answers to questions we could never solve, then I can shine a day along the pathways where you walk, or sit a night in nearness to your bed. I, in my silver-streamered soul's dress, to yearn towards your pain, or share with you your many-splendored moment. Then I shall be a silver-streamered shadow where you are, and I shall know your pain and deepest dreads, and I shall sit in my wondrous silence near you and offer you the comfort your heart craves. Then while you sleep, my silver-streamered self will ease your pain with feather-likened touch, and if you fancy you can feel tender, almost non-existent fingers brush across your cheek, then it is I, who loves you more than life, who comes to comfort you with all my soul. We'll now move to the memorial table portion of the ritual.
While the ritual begins, we will be singing hymn 1067. Please rise and embody your spirit. We will sing all 5 verses. Stephen will play it through once because I think it is a little less familiar to us all. So. beloved garden, living treasure underfoot. All our days you crowned our being sweet, and thistle, grass, and wood, herbs to heal us, plants to feed us, land you till and then with abandon deep as midnight, we ask you be here now. Father, ere your inspiration comes to bear on us, as we breathe our minds see clearly, we must run in, raging whirling westward breezes are the wind and the blade as sharp as morning breeze, we ask you be here now.
Today we celebrate those who have gone before us. We honor the grief and the love, grief which is love at a distance, love which is love without boundaries and without limitations.
Today, we are gathered in the presence of those who have journeyed onward. We mourn, we feel their loss, but we also celebrate the joys of their belonging to us and ourselves to them.
Let us all take a moment to breathe deeply and acknowledge how we feel in this moment as we contemplate the lives and memories of those who have gone before us. Blessed are our sacred dead, and blessed is their eternal belonging in this our beloved community.
We now name and honor those who have been brought to this place of worship and respect to receive the love of those who have gathered here in this sacred space. Erna shares with us her sister Sigrid. Kathy shares with us Ray Rack. Melissa shares with us Gerald Smith. Claire shares Terry Donald, who passed away this morning. Laura is sharing John Bange. John is sharing John and Edith Kachuba and Clifford and Doris Watson. Charles Spencer shares with us Malcolm Spencer. Amelia is sharing Andrew Elliott. And also Mark Burchett. Alexa shares Isabella, Velia, Diane, Betty, and Sam. Emily is sharing Kim, Stripling, and also John Terrell. Amy Martin is sharing Bennett Mercer. Dot shares Karen K and Karen Y. Raquel is sharing Benjamin Jackson. Stan Loeb is sharing Susan Montauk and Rosemary and Robert Loeb. Sharon Loeb is sharing Carl McElroy. Edie Holder is sharing her sister, Ruth Holder. Rich is sharing Janice Kaup. Sam Piper shares with us Kathy Yant. And that's the end of the people who wish for their names to be. Oh, I have two more. The pile is greater. Gotcha, as well. Lacey is sharing Deborah Pretty. Erica Strauss is sharing Pat and Ernie Strauss, her parents. Someone has shared with us Tom Conroy and Barbara Finnegan. Someone has shared with us Robert Leadham. David Terry has shared with us Greg Dovwit. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Wanda Crawford shares with us Ray and Dorothy Crawford. Laura Hilrich shares with us Emily Ray Fields Hilrich. Nancy Henry shares with us Phil Henry. Shannon Tubb shares with us Dr. Robert Tubb and Sherry Tubb. Jan Hay shares with us George Dershmeyer. We also have someone who shared with us June and Papa, or Tony, and someone who shared with us Lois Probosco. I also have some from Mary Lynn Schuster and Mike Johnson without indication of whether they want these spoken aloud. And from Mary Lynn Schuster shares with us Roger Schuster and George Stockman. And Mike Johnson shares with us Mike Hicks, his nephew. We have a few names from online. Oh, sorry, we have no names for online. Yes.
Let us take a moment to honor those who have not been named, those whose names have not been recorded or remain unknown, those who have been lost ambiguously, those who were never named, or whose true names they could not teach us. The bell will ring twice.
As we hold these beloved ones in our hearts, may we honor the blessing of their lives and the weight of their loss. May they find rest and welcome in the infinite web of our sacred worlds. May they become one with the mysteries they hold dear. Blessed be. Grant them eternal rest. Let light undying.
Grant them rest eternal. Maple moths,
Praying mantises.
let light undying shine upon them.
Rest eternal.
Green darners,
Black-winged damselflies.
rest eternal.
Light undying. Grasshoppers.
Brown darners, light undying.
Katydids.
Grasshoppers,
Okay, this is not how we practiced it. Sorry.
oh, katydids.
Katydids. Round-headed.
Three-banded,
Katydids.
Gladiator.
Northern.
cave crickets,
Mole crickets.
cave crickets,
Mole crickets.
tree crickets.
Tree crickets. Grant them
Rest
rest
eternal.
eternal. Give them light undying.
This past night, we had the fall's first killing frost.
This poem is called Requiem from the book Joyful Noise, Poems for Two Voices by Paul Fleischman. That was what they just read. Okay. And the benediction for today is called More Than One Life. Lighting a candle is somewhat like the beginning of life. If that is true, then perhaps extinguishing a candle is like the ending of a life. But death may not be the end of us. We live on in the memories of friends and loved ones. The influence we possessed in life works on, moving persons or causes forward. Let us not forget that most candles have more than one life, and so perhaps may we. And now we'll do our closing hymn, number 96, I Cannot Think of Them as Dead.
We will sing the first three verses, and Steve's going to play through the whole thing once.
Thank you all for attending this celebration. Thank you all for the names that you shared. Thank you all for dealing with all of our technical difficulties and sharing grace and love with all of us. Go in peace, go in love, go with knowledge, and go with wonder. Our hearts are with you all. Thank you so much.